All right, welcome to Smokey Reacts. I'm your boy Jurnalist, and on this one, we are here to check out a documentary called The Macintyres, I believe is how you say these people's name. It's the Macintyres Underworld, The Taxman. This is the full version. Shout out to my boy Tom for having this documentary list. There's a couple on here I thought might be good, but I don't actually know which ones, and this is the one that first kind of piqued my interest, so it's kind of how we got here. If you could please hit that like, it helps with the algorithm. If you could please subscribe if you would like to help grow the channel and participate more on what's going on here, and if you would like to support the channel further and watch any television shows, documentaries, or anything that we cannot get to on YouTube, please tap in on the Patreon. It is in the description section. That being said, let's get into this one and see what's popping with the Macintyres. It's the Macintyres. You pay him the money. Oh, I'm for sure. So I'm breaking this up into two parts too. This is going to be a two-parter.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
They call me the Taxman. You have to be hard to live here. I was alleged I robbed him, took £50,000 worth of heroin off him, had over 1,000 fights and won every man I've ever fought. So you fight to the death, and that's it. Just awesome.
He looks like an English version of Chibuddy. Like right here, I'm like, that's Chibuddy. Just he done lost his hair completely, and then the way he talks, it sounds like some shit Chibuddy would say. Like I've fought over 1,000 fights, won every single one of them.
1,000 fights and won every man I've ever fought. So you fight to the death, and that's it. Just awesome genetics, isn't it? Basically, I'm the law in this area.
Picked him up and I ran at him and threw him into this door, and the door fucking smashed his head into there, and he fell back. And I headbutted him. I threw him into the door really hard.
Brian Cockrell is one of Britain's most notorious gangsters, a self-proclaimed justice system of the underworld. In his world, only the strong survive, and every could be his last.
How the fuck we get the Macintyres from
For
the
20
cop?
years, Brian Cockrell has used his brutal reputation to extort millions from drug dealers. He sees it as a tax, a levy they have to pay to allow them to operate in his area.
For people who don't know what taxing is, it's drug dealers sell drugs on the streets, and when they sell the drugs and get the profits, the money, I usually go and take the money off them. Obviously, they can't go to the police and say, well, Brian Cockrell's just been around and took vast amounts of money off and vast amounts of drugs, because obviously it's illegal to sell drugs, and so after they try to convict me, they convict themselves.
He's got a
Despite
good
the
racket.
risks, and at 42, Cockrell remains on top of his game. His lifestyle requires him to be brutal and intimidating. He commands fear as he marshals the underworld in his patch.
Most people who've tried to emulate me, they're either dead or they're doing life sentences. And to do it probably is the hardest job in the world.
These days, taxing drug dealers is not what it used to be. The dealers don't have as much cash because competition has hit their profits. The taxman's returns are not quite as lucrative.
I remember one day we went out and we made 15 grand in about 5 hours. This was 20 years ago. A massive amount of money. Years ago, when you used to tax them, there'd only be half a dozen in each town, so you could hit them and they'd have the drugs in the house. They'd have the money in the house, and you'd kick the door and run in, you'd get drugs money, and you make a fortune.
Cockrell calls himself the taxman. The reality is that he uses his great strength to muscle in on criminals and their ill-gotten gains. But wrestling huge sums of cash from top drug dealers is not without risk. To keep one step ahead of his enemies, Cockrell trains 3 times a day. He is a 22-stone steroid-filled fighting machine who claims never to have lost a fight.
Like, say I was fighting you in the street, I'd catch you right uppercut there. I'd come in, come on, fucking throw your shot. So I'm coming in there, So if I couldn't catch you with that, I'd come in and grab you by the throat, pull me out, and pull your eye there. Yeah. So as you're going out, pull your eye out. And as I pull your knee, I can pull your knee and bite your ear off. So your ear's coming off and you're screaming. I mean, it's like if I grabbed you in the headlock, just like that.
See, this is the type of cunt. He's doing all these fancy moves and all that shit. I don't know if you guys have seen an anime called Chainsaw Man, but there's a scene in it where the guy's like, yo, I've got a rule. Whenever I fight another man, I don't go for nothing but the nuts. I'm kicking this man straight in his dick over and over and over and over again. I'm not giving this man no opportunities. Not one single one. I'm about to treat that man's ball bag like a fucking football. Boy, we are about to go fucking up 7-0 on cuss. You got me fucked up. All this fancy fighting and shit. Fuck that. I'm kicking this man in his dick.
There's no way you're getting out of that, you know. And if I crushed you, like, sorry. I'd pull his eye out within about 3 seconds, he was fucked. But when you pull an eye out, it dangles like on a socket, it's like on like a string. I thought this lad had a bit his ear and his nose off, but I was feeling really generous that day and I given him back. I was a bit like fucking Hannibal Lecter, I suppose.
What did he look like afterwards?
It looked like Hannibal Lecter had got hold of him.
It's been alleged in the past that I've been charged with these things. It's not just alleged, I've been charged with murder charges, attempted murder on 2 police, 30 or 40 Section 18 wounding with intent. That's punching someone with your hand, but a wounding with intent, Section 18, usually you've got to use a weapon, but the class my hands as deadly weapons anyway, the police. I've been arrested for racketeering, blackmail, kidnapping, firearms, drug dealing, taxing, shootings. I'm supposed to have had people shot, people murdered. I'm supposed to have had people taken away and killed. I'm supposed to have killed people myself. Been alleged that I've had people's pubs, petrol bombs burnt out, cars burnt out.
Did you do all those things?
Would I do all them things? Come on. Maybe some of them, but not all of them.
Despite being questioned thousands of times and hundreds of arrests, Cockrell's only convictions are for
That boy is
dangerous
on some
driving,
good coke,
criminal
cuz.
damage and threatening behaviour.
What does he look like to you when he's fighting?
He changes totally. Absolutely, totally just goes blank. There's no expression or anything on his face. His eyes go black. And then you just turn it off like that and you're back to normal.
That boy on that powder.
Amanda, Brian's partner, has seen it all. Her loyalty to Brian has been unflinching, despite constant fears of revenge and reprisals to the family.
But it isn't as easy as you think. It sounds easy, but it isn't. You try and think about going up to some man and saying, I want your money and I want your car and I want whatever. It isn't as easy as you think. If it was easy, they'd all be done, wouldn't it?
You ain't telling no lies.
Brian lives by the law of the jungle. He has a passion for huge animals and has intimate knowledge of the behaviour of predators.
I went to a zoo once, Barrow in Furness. I was stood there and the tiger pissed all over me, a female one. The bloke said it must be the hormone, you test, also it must smell it. It's just a sign of whatever you'll find out when you go and do the tigers. But stood there, so a big ginger pussy pissed all over me.
It's alleged that I've taken people away and played the piggy game on them. And people say, what's the piggy game like? When I've took their shoes and socks off and broken each toe with a hammer until they've told me where the money is, or if they move out of town and stop torturing people. But none of these little pigs got bread and butter. They all went wee, wee, wee all the way on, but they all were screaming. But you never get past 2.
Now the taxman is planning to take his unconventional style into politics. He's decided to fight for election as mayor. He believes that he can use his powers of persuasion and that voters will see sense and back him.
So why do you want to become mayor of Middlesbrough?
Well, it was an idea. An old woman said to me one day, she said, we've been to the mayor, he's tried to help us, but he can't help us. She said, but you've done more than the mayor. So I thought, you've got a good idea. And she said, why don't you run for mayor? And the other people next door but one said to me, we can't fucking sell our house because the dealers are there. So I've kicked the door in, ran in, grabbed them, threatened them, got rid of them and chased them out the town. These police have been coming to this house for 2 years, constantly 2 or 3 times a day. Couldn't get rid of them. I got rid of them in 10 minutes. I'm doing it as a one-man band. What would it be like? I've had the community behind me, you see.
And you're certain that actually you get votes?
Yeah, 100%, yeah. I think there's a lot of people would vote for me because they know I do the job properly.
Getting the job done is Cockrell's trademark. With a backup crew in place, few risk incurring the taxman's wrath.
If I go look for him, Liam, I will fucking hurt him, you know what I mean?
Drug dealers face many dangers. Top of the list is the taxman, Brian Cockrell, a one-man fighting machine. Over the years, the taxman claims he's made millions from local dealers. And if backup is needed, the taxman's loyal crew can be very persuasive. Meet Rob, Lee, and Vulture.
Well-respected man.
Yeah, but he can be a monster if he...
This motherfuckers. Vulture has to be the guy with the white t-shirt. If that's not Vulture, I don't know who Vulture is then. I guarantee you that's Vulture.
He wants to be. He's not a nice person if you're on the wrong side of him.
And Vulture.
God damn it, it's not Vulture.
Well-respected man.
Yeah, but he can be a monster if he wants to be. He's not a nice person if you're on the wrong side of him. But he is a gentleman. It's because he's got a lot of respect for a lot of hard people in the area, in the northeast, down London.
Fought them all.
He's well known, he's fought them all.
He's fought all
With
the
fists. With fists.
With fists, yeah.
The man's way.
He's a dangerous man.
And he's feared.
A call brings the taxman to the edge of town, where a car has been stolen from a local dealership.
The young lads stolen the car. Obviously, I think it's young lads. They broke and stole the car. They've drove so far in the car. The car's run out of petrol. So the police have obviously got the call, said his place has been broken. He's come down the fingerprint, all the bullshit. The gates have been smashed in. The police have took the car to the compound, and now they want £300 off him to get his own car back from the compound, which I think is fucking scandalous.
The police get a garage to come and pick it up. They pick it up, and obviously they won't pay for doing it, so they're coming back to me.
These fucking assholes. I'll find out where they are by tonight, and it'll be sorted. I'll make them pay the £300 to get the car back. We're off now. Let's go. I'm like a fucking crusader, mate. Cape Crusader. Just need a fucking deep. I need a red phone. If violence doesn't solve anything, why does my fucking phone never stop ringing? Hello?
The car thief.
Kid who's done the fucking pinch the car. I know he's related to you, whatever, what you're saying, but if he fucking goes in, pays Eddie 300 quid, which is the recovery money, nothing's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll break his fucking hands and his feet. Make sure when he goes in, don't let me down, because if I go looking for him, I will fucking hurt him, you know what I mean?
He's got such a good heart, you know.
Yo, the way they just juxtapose him telling this man he gonna break his hands if he, with his bird being like he's got such a good heart. This is the crazy part about having a bird and being such a demonstrative individual. Like your bird, she even though she's seen him go crazy, you don't bring that type of energy to her. So she's like, he's the sweetest fucking guy. But she knows he'll tear a motherfucker's head off.
He really has. Once you're his friend, you know you're his friend for life. And he will look after, no matter where you were in the world. If you needed him, he'd be there for you.
And if you're his enemy?
He'd be there for you and all. In a different way.
The taxman, with his loyal crew, tracked down the apparent car thief to ask him to atone for his crime. Hours earlier, the thief was beaten up. As to who's responsible, no one is saying.
You can't go around doing them fucking things, you know what I mean? You're going to have a hole in the ground, son.
I give him work, I'm sick of giving him work, I give him work, and all he does is just fucks it up every time, he fucks it up, and he's just not listening.
Nobody's going to hit you, stop being panicking, I'm not going to hit you. You know what I mean? So I'm going to hit you in front of fucking people, so I'm just trying to educate you. Just fucking get your head straight.
Sorry, I really am.
Yeah. I just pay him
Boy
every
on
week
that
or something,
yowda.
all right? Give me a word. All right, good lad.
Cheers, mate. All right, son. I'll be in a minute. It's all right. I'll be in a minute. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate
All right,
that.
yeah,
No, but he's a good kid, Brian. He's a very good kid.
Yeah, but I know, yeah. Come on, fuck.
The taxman's unconventional approach to petty crime.
This man is getting manscaped. Smooth shaved body. This is hilarious. This man is manicured up, but will beat the brakes off your ass.
Is controversial. He claims to do a better job than the police.
obviously as high-ranking police officers don't like the thought of Joe Public phoning me, how about your average person phoning me to sort things out for them, because they've got no lack and they've got no faith in the police.
Cockerell for Mayor. Vote for Brian. Look, the taxman, Cockerell.
Now the taxman wants to send a message to the wider community. He's putting his muscle behind a campaign for mayor and believes no one is going to stop him.
Right. I'm running for mayor next year in Middlesbrough. I wonder if you'd vote for us. My name's Brian Cockerell, and this is the polling thing we're doing. Just to stop the drugs on the streets and everything we're going for. Phone me any car, with any carry on, any idiot or anything, just phone me and I'll sort it out. Okay, mate, no problem with that. No, take care. Look after yourself. Would you vote? Definitely. And for your family as well. So I'll leave that with you. That's just what the campaign thing's about. And there's nobody better than me to clean the streets up, is there?
Of course I'll vote for you, mate.
You want to post
so
it for your shop?
Fucking shite off the fucking streets, I'll do anything for you.
You know that. Fucking hell, who's better to do it than me? Okay, thanks for your time, love. See you now. Would you vote?
Yeah.
I can count on you. Thanks very much. Cheers, love. Thank you. See you at the voting thing. I'm running for mayor next year. I wonder if you vote.
He wants to tidy the streets up. Well, that is ideal, yeah.
Oh, there's my little pal, Terry.
Cockerell can certainly count on Terry's vote. Terry also has a reputation for being a tough fighter.
We've been friends a long time, right? And in honesty, he doesn't bully people. He sees injustice right, as I have done myself. He doesn't see people abusing people. He's got a heart of gold. But the same kid, right, you can't play games with him because he's a monster when he needs to be. But he's only a monster. The people need to be monsters. He's the monster of Teesside, but he's my pal and he's a gentleman.
Yeah.
Friendship and loyalty mean the world to me.
Yeah.
You can't put a price on it. And honestly and truth, it's like sometimes you got to dig through a man full of shit before you find good folk.
Yeah.
He's good folk. I wouldn't promote violence with anyone, but sometimes, you know, we don't live in an ideal world. We live, you know, in an underworld situation. But like, friendship and loyalty is a major thing in Teesside. Brian, I'm going to go in because...
Okay, mate. I love you.
Yeah.
Okay, boys, we'll sort it out.
I've had a couple of nice...
All right, lads. Okay, no problem.
Hey, catalogue, look.
If elected, Brian promises a novel approach to fighting crime. Car crime is a major problem throughout Teesside, but Brian has his own ideas on how to deal with it.
It looks to me that there's been a chase and the car's been smashed in there, obviously ambulances and everything. Give chase to a stupid car thief. The person panics, drives like a maniac to get away from the police, hits someone, kills them. For what? A stolen car. I don't just let them get away with the fucking car and get the car later on when it's been abandoned. To me, it's a ludicrous thing. There was a woman killed not long ago. The daughter lost a leg and the woman was killed through a daft car chase. The car's worth, what, a couple £100 or something.
The taxman believes that solving car crime is a no-brainer and has set his sights much higher by promising to tackle the city's vice problem as well.
You can see the girls walking about now. There's one there, there's two over there, and there's one there. And look at the size of her, she's only a little kid, isn't she? No, she looks about 15-year-old or something. It's absolute shame. It gives you a lump in your throat type of thing when you see them right here. They've got to be 12, 13, 14-year-olds. I mean, they're full of makeup and still look like little kids. And this is why I would run for mayor, you see. That will help them kids. I don't know exactly what 100% what to do, but at least I would try my best to do something, look into it, you know. And these black lads are coming from Jamaica. I mean, the streets are crawling with them. There's only me doing something about chasing them back. I mean, all right, it might be vigilante, but at least I'm trying. And people are asking me, saying, please, can you do this? And I'll do what I can. I'll do my damnedest for them. And I won't say no and I won't say yes. I'll say I'll do my best for you. I'll see what I can do.
So you're Robin Hood?
I'm like, yeah, Robin Hood. But even he wore a mask.
Wait, your Robin Hood had a mask? I don't think my Robin Hood had a mask. I don't remember. I think he was barefaced.
Rip the garlic, man. Thank you, love. Smashing that. Another one undelectable.
The taxman, who doesn't drink or smoke, says he believes in old-fashioned family values, where
This man don't drink or smoke, but takes steroids, and I'm telling you, he does cocaine. I know for a fact he's doing coke.
A woman's place is in the home, and children should be equipped for whatever life may throw at them. His only son, Jordan, has just turned 15. Under his father's watchful eye, Jordan is building up muscle and stamina for whatever lies ahead.
This is my dog Charlie, pedigree box.
That boy don't look a day over 13, maybe 12. He's 15? Jesus.
Doesn't like no one. Likes mum, dad, and me, obviously. He's a bit wild as well. Still a good dog, he's clever. Sit down, Willie.
For Brian, size is important. He admires the big things in life, be they man or beast. He believes his great stature makes him untouchable.
Hey, wrap it in now. Wrap it in now. Wrap it fucking in now. I'm telling the both of you.
A fight has broken out in a local pub. Jordan is there and the taxman is worried.
There's been about 200 people in there. My son was in there, loads of kids have been in. And the Stockton kids in Stockton Town Centre started fighting with the lads from Ingleby Barwick. I've heard about it, so I flew round. There's about 40 police officers here earlier on. They tried to stop me coming in, so I just threw them out the way. I said, get out the fucking way. My fucking son's in there. And he said, oh, I said, get out the fucking way. And then I walked in and my son's read the brains to get out before the trouble kicks off. He's gone there, but I've come in, there's kids all coming with busted noses, been hit with glasses, there's lads been stabbed. And it's just been a mad case, but they're all like 18-year-old, 16, 17, 19-year-old kids being daft. Had a few drinks and thinking like they can fight 10 men. None of them could fight sleep. How many people got stabbed? A couple, or just one?
Just Richie.
Yeah.
Like, they were brawling around here, and I went over to split them up, and then the lads swung for me. So as they swung for me, I was like, oh. So I started swinging. And as he swung for me, I started at him.
Yeah.
I was like pounding his head in as I could, and then next thing I knew, he got glassed, and then the ambulance and police are here.
Young Jordan has bagged the stab victim's bloody shirt.
What was that? The lad who been glassed?
Full of blood.
Full of blood. When I was a kid, all we did is play football. And bloody... Everyone fights, I suppose, but not like this. Not with bottles and knives and things. And they're all pissed.
Jordan's best friend, 16-year-old Ryan, used to be a binge drinker. But after getting involved in a number of fights, Ryan was served with an ASBO.
Breathe in. Oh. Breathe up.
Before I started
what the fuck's an
Ryan,
ASBO?
like, over the Christmas period and before, I used to drink like quite a lot, like a couple of bottles of whiskey a day. And I was like really involved in fighting. I used to fight. I used to think I could fight.
Lad had 5. Can you feel that, yeah?
Jordan's dad has taken Ryan under his wing and is helping him develop his physique.
Keep your style, right?
Brian phoned me one day and said, right, it's time to train. And from then on I've been training, trying to keep out of trouble.
Stick your bum up like you're a duck, like that position. That's better. You're still bending forward quite a bit, just so you like that. I think you've got 2 left feet. So, 6, good lad.
Jordan hero worships his dad and considers him to be in his own way a celebrity.
Feel like you've got legs like Bambi now.
Yeah. Don't like boasting about it. I never have. Fair enough, you might be one of the hardest. Like, you might be one of the hardest, like, about, fair enough. But there's no need to, like stand behind him all the time. I can stand up for myself as well. Everyone says, like, oh, why did Dad like that? They boast about him. And I was like, what's the point? I'm not like that. He's your dad. You don't boast about your dad. Family, innit?
If you come here, just hypothetically speak, and you come to here or Jordan, I could make a phone call and within an hour you'd be shot dead. There's no quibs about that. I would have no morals about doing it. If you tried to hurt my family, I wouldn't think twice about it.
This motherfucker's a real geezer.
In some quarters in this town, a certain layer of society, you're the law.
Yeah.
And do the police recognise that? You believe that, but do the police...
I think they know that as well, and I think a lot of high-ranking police officers don't like the thought of me having more power than them, and that's the whole top and bottom of it.
It's a game between you and the police, isn't it?
It's a cat and mouse game, innit? But I can't afford to. I can't afford to be caught, can I? So, but I think I'm the cat now, and they're the mice.
It's a game where the taxman, for anything from a few hundred to several £1,000s, sets himself up as judge and jury. His is an alternative justice system that's used by those in the area who've lost confidence in the police.
We had a break-in and I told Brian about it, and we've got CCTV up. By the time we phoned the police, the last time I showed the police it, they said that because the footage wasn't that accurate, you couldn't pinpoint the person.
And how long did
showed
it take?
Brian it.
How long did it take you to get them?
It took them, what, less than half an hour.
To find the ones who've done it?
We looked at the footage. Brian said, I've seen him. We went on the corner and we got the lad and he compensated us for the window that he broke, which is brilliant.
And the thing is, the kid didn't go to jail. He got told his mum come to me, the kid's mum come to me and said, oh, thanks for helping us, blah, blah, because I screamed. I said, I'll fucking smash you. I screamed. I wasn't going to hurt him. I just was only a kid, about 18. Yeah. And his mum said, that's the best way to do it, because you frightened him now and he hasn't been burgling and robbing like he was. So she said, you've kept him out of trouble.
See, with all the lads around here, you just mention Brian's name and they know that Brian means business.
Cockrell's future as a fighter, security consultant, extortionist, and self-proclaimed one-man justice system can't last forever. So now he's looking to less dangerous activities.
Like becoming the mayor.
A lot of people have been paid off, as you see. We've got a big industrial area. British Steel, ICI, Wilton, things like that. And they get paid off. They might get £50,000 after working 30 years, 40 years, whatever. So they get paid off. So what they do is invest the money into cigarettes. They go abroad to somewhere like Belgium or Spain, buy the cigarettes for whatever price, £1.50 a packet. Come back here, they sell them for £2.50 and make £1 on a packet. And they might get 20,000 packets, which is 20 grand, you know. The money in the cigarettes is phenomenal money. But why the cigarettes is more lucrative than the drugs is the jail sentences. You get caught selling cigarettes, you might get 3 months. You get caught selling a couple of grams of heroin or a couple of grams of coke, you go to jail for a couple of years. So that's the big difference. And the amount of money what you make in drugs is nowhere near as amount of what you make in cigarettes. Some of these fag men are making 40, 50, 60 grand a week. Hi, Kev. Hope you're keeping out of trouble. Yeah, found, yeah.
Good lad.
Doing well, pal.
In nearby Hartlepool, Brian meets with a group of mates.
You all right? Keeping out of trouble. Can you just turn that off or just wait here while we go outside to see the mates again? Because you can't get this on camera.
With the taxman, some secrets can never be shared. Work done, and it's time for serious business.
This is nice, this. Sweet and sour chicken, a little bit of that. What a diet, you see. It's a seafood diet, everything you see, I eat.
The taxman gets by on 6 meals a day, totaling 12,000 calories.
Motherfucker said gets by. I don't know motherfucker gets by on 6 meals a day at all.
An eat as much as you can buffet, which Brian takes as a personal challenge. But he maintains he's not greedy. To be a prize fighter requires natural ability, training, and heavy calorie consumption.
When I'm doing the taxing, you've got to be able to fight, because sometimes you might go to a house, you might kick the door, there might be 10 lads in there, you might have to fight like yourself. I've beaten the doors before, there might be one lad you might tax them, but you might go and there might be loads of people in there backing them up. And you've got to stand there. Sometimes you might have a fight for 12 minutes, and sometimes you might have a fight for 10 minutes. But you've got to be prepared, so that's why you've got to do all different types of exercise and different types of Doesn't get to sport, you see.
But while Cockrell has yet to encounter a man who can match his muscle, will he meet his equal in the animal kingdom?
Look, you just look at monsters. Oh, massive. If you had your arm round, you could hold it. But once you put pushing down the other way, the pressure is unbelievable.
A one-man justice system who targets drug dealers for a large slice of their profits. To reach the top of his profession, the taxman had to prove to the Underworld.
All right. I think it's going to be a good spot for us to end it. We'll back it up to right here. It'd be perfect, actually. This is literally halfway. Oh, my God. It's like exactly 20 minutes left. So, yeah, that'd be a good another part 2 for us to pick up on. So far, though, why the fuck is this shit called the Macintyres Underworld? Unless the guy that's the host, his name is McIntyre, because then that would make total sense, because I'm just like, Cockrell is not fucking a McIntyre. It's so off. But that being said, shout out to this, man. This shit is hilarious so far. I can't believe that, like, the UK is such a different place. Like, the fact that there could be such community and a guy like this in the community, and then, like, there's police, and then, like, everything that's normal to society, but just, like, shrunk down on a smaller scale. It blows my mind. Blows my mind. But yeah, that'll be it for me on this one. Please hit that like. It helps with the algorithm. Please hit the subscribe if you would like to join up and participate more with what's going on over here. Don't forget that notification bell. Also, the Patreon is where I will be uploading this video and any other documentary, TV show, or anything else that I can't get uploaded onto YouTube will be over there. So if you're trying to check out any of that stuff, please tap in with me over there. And yeah, if you made it to the end of this one and plan to watch the next one, or just made it to the end of this video, thank you very much. I truly do appreciate each and every one of you. That being said, that'll be it for me on this one. I'll see you guys on the next one, and I'm out of here. Peace.